sunshine. How are you doing? Y'all know y'all my sunshine.
Hey.
So excited to be here tonight with my cousin, my beautiful cousin Olivia. She is here by special request. Yay!
Yay. It's so good to be on.
Thank you. Thank you. So I think there's a little bit of a delay. So you all be patient. We tested it right before we got started. And so if you see us pausing, it's just because I know it's going to take a minute for it to reach Olivia. Technology, right? It works wonderful when it works, but hey, we appreciate it. That's for sure. So let me just introduce, like I said, my beautiful cousin Olivia. I'll say I'm Selena too first. I'm Selena. If you haven't visited the channel or seen us before, this is Conversations with Selena, and we just do different topics. And so tonight, I was asked by special request to bring Olivia on. She has her own special testimony, but tonight we're going to talk about being a vegan. So, and a healthy way of eating. So, I'm just going to let Olivia just tell us a little bit about herself and we'll just roll right on into it so we don't take up too much of your Saturday night because we know that there's a lot going on and but we still wanted to be obedient and jump on here in hopes of being a blessing to someone. So we're going to take our time that way she does not feel rushed because it's live right now, but there's always the replay. So don't bother about rushing, Olivia. Just take your time and be led, okay? And I do have some questions for you. Some questions came in.
Okay. Sounds good to
So
me.
Q&A that way, if anyone else has questions or comments, they can put it in the chat or the number is already posted. All right, girlfriend, will you just take it away and let me know if you need anything?
Will do. Hi, everyone. I'm Olivia. As my beautiful cousin has said, I'm from Picayune. I love vegan food. I love eating healthy. It's something that's definitely changed my life. Um, I was telling my cousin the other day that I was having some health issues, which led me to completely change a lifestyle that I was having. Uh, I was eating a lot of junk food, like consuming multiple candy bars in a day. I didn't have like a steady diet. I was eating a lot of carbs, and no fruits or vegetables in sight. I was not thinking about eating healthy whatsoever. And one day I just started having like a whole bunch of health issues, like horrible. I was having flu symptoms all the time. I was just not living a good life and it wasn't the lifestyle for me. And I went to the doctor and the doctor was like, I think you may have celiac. I think you may have like a gluten intolerance and maybe you should give up gluten. And so she thought I was pre-diabetic as well. So I was like, okay, I'll try this out because I don't really want to be sick for my whole life. And the symptoms were crazy enough to where I had an experience where I vomited 17 hours straight and it would not stop. And so it was crazy. So I was like, let me try this gluten intolerant thing. Let me try giving up gluten. And I did it and I lost a lot of weight and it was beneficial for me. And then along the way, I just started learning about different diets and lifestyles. And I looked up veganism. And my friends were like, yeah, I think you should try it out. You don't really eat much meat anyway. And at the time, I wasn't eating meat. I was eating little to no chicken. I did not like pork whatsoever. I would eat bacon here or there, but it wasn't something like those crazy bacon eaters are always like, I gotta have bacon. It wasn't anything like that. It would just be like, if it's there, okay. If it's not, I'm not worried about it. And beef, I was actually intolerant to beef. My body would not digest it whatsoever. And fish, I just the smell I couldn't get past the smell of seafood. So I was like, okay, I could try veganism, and I'm not gonna lie, it was hard at first. I struggled a lot, and but I saw that it was beneficial for me. I saw like increase of um energy, mood swings were not like non-existent, and it was a positive change for me. And that's really my story right there.
Hmm. So wow, I was trying to just make sure that you weren't freezing. It seems like a few times it was freezing up. I had asked but no one said, so maybe it was just me. Maybe it just looked like you were freezing to me. So hopefully it went across the way that it was supposed to. So I have to say, you're talking about me when you
If
talk
I
about the
can, I could try to leave this area.
okay, if you want. No one said. So like I said, maybe it was just me. Hey Step, is she freezing? Step is on. Sharon is on. Hey Sharon.
Uh,
It might be just taking a minute. But we'll just keep going to see if anybody says. So you're talking about me when you're talking about the bacon, because I keep bacon in there. And like I was telling you before we went live, I had started doing keto and trying to cut out some of the carbs, and definitely keto flu is something real, because unlike you, it's like the opposite. You're eating bacon and you're eating cheese and you're eating pork skins and stuff that is normally not healthy, especially consumed that
Mhm.
way. And so the night that you had your presentation where you did cooking with Olivia, is that the name of it?
Cooking with Livy.
Cooking with Livy. That's right. And I typed that in. Okay, cooking with Livy. I really enjoyed it. And so oh, they said you were freezing.
Hold on, let me see if I can change my location because it could be like I'm just gonna go to my car. Maybe that'll help.
The car
Let me
girl, I know
see.
sometimes there's interference in the house.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see.
Ooh, now we can't see you. We might be able to hear you. So, but I was
Let
say
me see.
that I really enjoyed the cooking with Livy, and just to see how you can still have good food without meat, because I'm sure the meat is very hard on our system, especially like you said, when you're struggling with different things and they're trying to diagnose you. Because they told me the same thing. So it was like maybe you eating gluten and you good?
Is this better? Is this better?
I can hear you. Let's see.
Okay.
So yeah, so let me see what some of the questions were, because like I said, the food was good. I know it's probably not as easy to get the vegan foods, but it's just all in planning. So while I'm looking up the questions, can you tell us how do you plan and prepare, the foods that you have to make it not such a, I mean, I guess a hard transition? Because I like my cabinet is full of stuff in the
I would
freezer, meat. So how would I go from being having all this meat? Do you consume it all? Do you chunk it out? Do you feed the kids and you go vegan? So what would you suggest? And I'm gonna look up the questions that came in also.
honestly, when I went vegan, I just had to clear out my whole cabinet and restock everything. So I do buy, honestly, I buy a lot of frozen fruits and things like that because I drink a lot of smoothies. That's something that I do almost daily. And in my regular part of my refrigerator, I just have a whole bunch of vegetables. And it's for me when I'm preparing and just like trying to make meals in a hurry and things like that, just like anyone else, I do like meal preps and things like that just to not make it so hard, because sometimes when you're consuming a vegetable diet, it's kind of best to cook a lot because you can't just go to like a fast food restaurant and grab something really quickly all the time. So it's best to like meal prep and things like that and eat what you have. A lot of times when I do want to have like a craving for like a sub, like because Subway has like the veggie delight, which is just
I,
vegetables on bread.
mhm.
Sometimes I have to remind myself, Olivia, you have vegetables at home. You can make a veggie sandwich at home, or you know, just so that my produce and things don't go bad. You just have to constantly be aware of what you have and what you want to do. Also, it can get boring if you're not always looking up things that you want to eat. Like a lot of times, a lot of people don't last in the vegan lifestyle if they're craving like a burger and they don't know how to make a veggie burger, or if they're craving like like a dessert and they don't know how to make it vegan. So I would say definitely learn the substitutions and things like that so that you can recreate the things that you love. That's one thing that I'm not gonna say I'm an expert at this point, but I've definitely mastered some of the things of if I'm craving this or if I'm craving that. Um, I know what I want and how to substitute those things.
Okay. Let's see. What was I gonna ask you? Hmm. I'm gonna go to one of the questions because you said something and it triggered a question for me. But one of the things is, oh, I know what it was. I was gonna say, can you tell us the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan? Is that the same thing?
Okay. No, it's definitely not. And a lot of vegans will get pretty crazy if you think that vegetarian and veganism is the same. Um, Veganism is strictly plant-based, vegetables, fruits. That's about it, whole grains, beans, nuts, seeds, things like that. Whereas a vegetarian would include eggs and dairy. So where a vegan would have to buy vegan cheese or almond milk or something like that, a person who is vegetarian could eat regular cheese, regular milk, and consume eggs. So that's really the major difference.
Girl, that's major. You saying it like, oh, it's just that is major for me because if I tried, if I changed right now, I would have to go vegetarian because I eat too much cheese. Girl, if I always say if I lactose intolerant, and I probably already am lactose intolerant because Sean be like, Mama, we got to cut out some of the cheese and some of the milk. It seems like every dish has cheese. So girl, that's devastating. So a vegan can't have the eggs or the cheese or the milk. You have to, so you can have almond
Yes.
milk. What do you do for egg substitute?
There are a lot of egg substitutes out there. There's a brand called Just Egg, or they make Just Mayo too. Um, and it's an egg substitute. A lot of people will use like a tofu scramble or a tofu substitute to make
Hmm.
a scramble. And vegans like this. It's black salt. I think it may be an Indian ingredient, but I'm not exactly sure. But it literally gives you that eggy flavor in any dish that you desire to have it in. It smells like eggs, it tastes like eggs, and you will literally think you're eating an egg if you don't know the difference. Uh, I actually found it at Big Lots one time, and it even the smell of it is so potent. You'll be like, did somebody just cook some boiled eggs? Like, where is
Oh
the
my
egg
goodness.
flavor coming from? Where is the egg smell coming from? It's very potent. And even when I'm in the house, I like have to zip it up so it doesn't just like release this odorous smell throughout the
Oh,
house.
okay, well, that sounds like a real substitute for it, you know?
Yes. And people can't literally tell the difference. There's also another substitute. I don't know if you've heard of chickpea flour.
Chickpea flour? I haven't heard of that one.
It's basically chickpeas that have been like pulverized into a flour, and people use that because it has like this funky taste to it, and then they'll put in some some of the black salt, and it tastes really eggy. But there's an also an alternative side to eggs. Like I mentioned the just egg brand and the black salt, but when you're cooking, you also want to substitute eggs in like cakes and cookies and things like that. And there's a completely different type of substitution for that, because I would not recommend just egg or the egg flavor for those different items. So if you were to bake something and you needed an egg, most vegans would use a flaxseed egg or chia egg. And it's basically you take ground flaxseed, and it's like a 2-to-1 ratio. For every teaspoon or tablespoon of flaxseed, you would add 2 tablespoons of water, and you mix it up well, and it gives you the eggy consistency that you need when baking, or when, yeah, pretty much baking. And so a lot of vegans use that for cooking, because egg is actually the binder in a lot of ingredients, and that flaxseed or that chia seed egg becomes that binder that you need to hold the ingredients together.
Hold this together. All right.
Mhm.
So let's see. We have Judy. She says she needs meat and liver. So I threw her up there just to blast her out. But I understand. I love liver and onions, but that's not what we can have with this new lifestyle of meat free. But I'm sure my stomach and everything will appreciate just trying to be healthy. We want to enjoy life and live our best life. So when you made the switch, did you feel better, or did you do like I was saying earlier with that keto flu? Do you feel worse and then get better, or is it like this in just a few days you feel like you can run a marathon? Because I know at first when I started, for me, I think I ended up with the flu, but I didn't even know that that was such a thing. And then I had all this energy.
Hmm.
So, how is it when you're making the transition from just your regular? Because I know you didn't go straight, you went to the gluten free and then over to the Judy, I see you. I love you too. Cook some liver and onions, and I'll come get some, and then we'll go vegan together. So how did you feel in that transition?
Honestly, for me, the transition was very easy, because when I was eating a gluten-free diet, I actually was eating a salad and a smoothie every day. And so I would have on the gluten-free meal, I would have the salad with some baked chicken or turkey or something like that. And then I would have a green smoothie every morning. And then I would just have like light snacks throughout the day. So I wasn't really consuming a lot of meat and dairy. I was just having meat for my dinner with my salad. And so the transition was very easy to me. It was almost as if I was still gluten free for a while, until you start craving certain things or things like that. So, but that was my personal experience. I know a lot of people in some of the group vegan chat rooms that I've been in that do have a detoxing period from switching from eating meat to eating only vegan foods because their body is trying to rid itself of all of the nastiness that they've been eating. And I'm not just talking about meat. I'm just saying when you eat a very unhealthy diet and you go to eating something
And
very, very clean, your body is literally trying to push out everything that needs to be pushed out to make way for this new lifestyle.
okay. So Judy put that she's anemic. So that's probably why she put the
Hmm.
liver. So I believe Stephanie's response to her was eat spinach and beans. Stephanie, is that what you were referring to? Is that right, Olivia? Eat spinach and beans for if you're anemic?
Definitely.
Okay.
Even kale has a lot of iron in it, and a lot of people don't really like kale, so I don't try to promote it as much. But kale is like one of those superfoods that you can eat, and it gives you a lot of nutrition and minerals and vitamins that you need. And also, most vitamin supplements for iron are actually vegan or vegetarian approved if you are even just switching over to a vegetarian lifestyle. So
Hmm.
you could take those iron supplements if you're anemic, and which is probably something that you're already doing, and incorporate a lot of foods that have vitamin iron rich that are iron dense foods such as the beans, the nuts, the seeds, things like that. Those proteins have the iron that you need to get your blood in the place that it needs to be. And honestly, I was anemic for most of my life, and when I switched over to a vegan diet, I had with the job that I got, they tested my blood and they were like, "No, you're not anemic." And I was like, "This is the first time in my life that I've heard
That
that
you
I
heard
wasn't
that,
anemic from switching over from a meat-based diet, which is supposed to have all the iron in it,
right?
to a plant-based diet."
So
So
I
it just literally, hmm?
Judy is asking about beets. She puts beets and a question mark. So are beets good for you and are they vegan? Do they
Beets
classify?
are definitely vegan. And I honestly, I don't like beets. Like
I don't think she does
the
either.
plant is, I, I, what I will say is I really like beet juice. I can't really get down with like cooking the beets because I don't like the texture of them, but I
Hmm.
will drink it in a juice here and there, or I'll eat like beet chips, but I don't even know if those are like really healthy because they're just beets that have been baked or something like that.
Baked or
But
something.
I'll do that.
So
And beets are very important. Like even now, sometimes if I'm like on the run or something like that, and I need like just a quick meal or something like that, I'll do a protein shake, and inside the protein shake, I'll add some beet powder to make sure I'm getting that nutrition I need. And that's something quick that you can have even as a meat eater if you're struggling with anemia or something like that. Get you some beet powder. It's not as harsh as beet juice or eating a regular beet. You can find it at GNC, and it'll definitely boost your blood
okay, I
to
might
the
need to
right
do
places
that.
that it needs to be.
Yeah. I never even looked for that. So this is really good information. Stephanie, are you still there, girl? Give me a shout out. So one of the questions that I have is, do you eat meat alternatives? Okay, let me put this up here. Stephanie says beet juice mixed in lemonade is good. Oh wow. Like real beet juice?
I've never had that.
like the real beet juice? I'll have to try it with lemonade. All right, girl. Look, you definitely have to become creative when you're making these changes so that you don't
Definitely.
like you said, burnt out and bored with the same thing. Hmm.
Hmm.
All right. So, do you eat meat alternatives? Are there any?
I actually do because uh, yes, I actually eat. I'm trying to get the camera right. It's like so weird because my face is going the opposite way. But I actually do. I
It's
actually do eat some. I actually do eat some meat alternatives, and they're actually pretty good. I would definitely say it is something that to eat in moderation because on a plant-based diet, you definitely want to be you want the most of the things that you're consuming to be fruits and vegetables. But I do eat the meat alternatives, and I've had family members that say they like them as well, and they're not even vegan or vegetarian. So they're pretty good. And if you have like
Where do you buy
if
these?
you're
Where would
craving
you
like
tell?
a burger, hmm?
I was gonna say where do you buy the alternatives? Because I don't know if I've ever seen an Are you talking about like the veggie burgers in the freezer frozen section?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, Walmart has them. Sam's Club has them. You can even go to Hardee's and get a veggie burger now. Like
Really?
I was shocked myself. Hardee's has a veggie burger, and so does Burger King. And most of the people say they taste pretty close to meat. They don't taste exactly like beef because they have like a beefy flavor to it, but a lot of people enjoy them as an alternative to beef.
Okay. I'll have to try. I'm gonna have to give it a try just for the sake of giving it a try at Hardee's. I only
You
go to
know what?
Hardee's.
I will make you a meat alternative burger if you want that. I have
I should.
a few in my refrigerator, and if you would like some, I would definitely be up to making you a burger.
Girl, now I'm not about to turn down food. I'm not gonna turn down any food. I will try it at least once. Oh, Judy says she likes them. Shonda, are you still there with us? Um, so let me see. I'm coming over. I'm gonna see what I want for my sides. I know the other day you were making a what was it? A veggie burrito?
I
No,
was just
a
yeah,
wrap.
well, like
Veggie
a
wrap.
wrap.
So tell us about that veggie wrap. What all was
Oh,
in
it
it?
was really good.
Seaweed stuff. I was like,
I
what? I need.
actually bought some I bought some gluten-free tortillas. Well, you can use regular tortillas too. And I put them in the cast iron skillet so they can get that little crust on it. Then I put down a layer of hummus on it. Then I had my fajita vegetables with the bell pepper, the onion, the garlic. I had some fresh vegetables, cucumber and tomato, and then I had a few slices of tofu on it with a little bit of mustard. And it was pretty good.
Okay.
And that meal probably took me about 10 to 15 minutes. It was fairly quick, and I brought it for lunch, so I made enough to last for my lunch for the next day.
And you said you weren't sure if you were going to do that or not.
Uh-huh.
All right. So let's see. Have you helped anyone by your example or meals by deciding to become a vegan? So do you know of anyone that you've helped just by example or led them over to the vegan lifestyle?
Um, I pretty much forced my little sister to become vegan when I became vegan. I was like, "You're gonna become vegan because I'm vegan," and she was like, "I'll try." And I was like, "No, you're gonna do it." And she pretty much she she went on ahead and did it, and we eventually got an apartment together, and we were cooking all the time. I know of that person, but I feel like I've influenced some people to become vegan because I've been vegan, I want to say since 2015, late 2015, 2016. And I have had a lot of people since then see that I was vegan, try it out, like it. I'm not sure if they're still vegan, but they like the way they feel. And they've asked me for help, and I've helped a lot of people with their transition. And
Mhm.
so I'm not going to say that I just influenced them, but maybe they just knew I was a vegan and reached out to me. So,
Right. And then I think too, once we get the information, you're gonna think about it. Like I know now when I get ready to go cook the bacon that I have in there,
mhm.
I'm gonna think about maybe I should back up off of this and just make small changes because like I don't know if I said this the other day, but I'm reading this book on atomic habits and Benita had told me
Mhm.
about it. And they're basically saying, which something we all know, we just have to be reminded that your outcome are from small habits, those daily things that you do. So if I make
Mhm.
small changes, I'll eventually see my major results. So let's see.
Definitely.
Right? So that's what I'm doing. And I have it in my mind, small changes, those daily habits. The next question I have for you, what was the hardest thing or things for you to give up?
You actually already mentioned it earlier. My
Oh,
hardest
sweet.
thing to give up
Oh,
was
sweet.
cheese and chicken.
Oh, cheese and chicken. I missed that. So you were eating candy every day, but the hardest thing was the cheese and the chicken.
Definitely. Because although I was not consuming a lot of dairy, and although I was not consuming a lot of chicken at the time, I literally didn't know how to substitute them. And so I would slip back and eat chicken here and there. And then over time, I was like, oh, it doesn't really taste the same. But I remember one time, after my roommate graduated, her parents took us out to eat and they paid for all of us to eat. And we were at a nice restaurant and I was full vegan then. And they were like, do you want anything to eat? I was like, I'll take the chicken Alfredo because I really miss it and I want to eat it. So chicken was definitely something that I struggled with for a while. And honestly, they have vegan candy bars. It's not something that I would say make a habit of eating, but they do have them and I do consume them here or there. So I guess I haven't really just given up. Well, I know I haven't given up all candy. And I love chips. So that's another thing that I have to keep a watch on for myself personally. But it really was the chicken and the cheese. Like,
The
I
chicken is.
love pizza and I love chicken
Mm-hmm.
and ice cream. I loved ice cream. And vegan ice cream at the time did not taste the same. And I was like,
Mm-mm. Do you see? Can you see the comments on the screen?
oh, let me
Judy
stop
says,
this picture.
"Sisters, I'm sorry. I have to give up seafood. That's hard. It's in my blood. Oh my goodness.
Yes. I
Some things
see
are
for
definitely
me
hard."
personally, yeah, they're harder. A lot of people say seafood is something that they definitely don't see themselves giving up. And I guess for me, I've never been a seafood eater, so that wasn't something that I struggle with. But honestly, although I do promote veganism and I think veganism can be something for everybody, true enough, will never actually go towards veganism. So really, I think being at your healthiest and your most optimum with whatever you're eating is
Mhm.
really the goal in life. Making sure you're eating enough fruits and vegetables to where you're getting your vitamins and minerals through the food that you actually eat rather than taking supplements. exercising as much as you possibly can, of course, taking a break. But if you have to have that seafood or you have to have that chicken or beef, do it in moderation, you know. Seafood is has healthy properties. It has the omega 3s and things like that. And so I would say if that's something you can't give up, don't eat it fried all the day, every day. You know, make some steps, cut some cell back, not steps back, but grill it or bake it or, maybe pan sear it rather than deep fried if that's something that you always have. There are definitely other lifestyles out there that are beneficial, and I don't see a problem with them. It's just not something that I personally do myself. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would say if you are going to do those, just, make it clean, make it healthy. We all have our cheat days where we want something really fatty or, just something that we know isn't completely healthy. But for the most part, eat healthy and eat clean. And I feel like that will be good for anyone.
Mm-hmm. So, we need accountability, right?
Hmm.
And today was my cheat day. Nobody was here except for me. I made me some grits that
Hmm.
had butter and cheese in them. Then I was sitting there because the girl came to do my hair, and I started eating some nutty buddies, nutty bars. We call them nutty buddies.
Hmm.
I see this is
Uh-huh.
what
I
I
do
can't do.
too.
I can't mess up because it wasn't even like I wanted it. It was because I knew today was a cheat day, and it's like I need to
And
go
you
ahead.
could have it.
Yeah, I got to make the most. I got to make the most of this day since I've designated this as my cheat day. But really, like I know for Stephanie, I don't know if she's still on because I don't see a recent comment. But when she posts like her exercise, it makes me want to get up and go exercise. I don't know if she realizes that, but when I used to be against everybody on Facebook, and here I am on Facebook. Every time you look up, I'm just like popping on live because I'm in a different space
Mhm.
right now. But a lot of times when you're being transparent and you're showing your real life, that's what people appreciate. And so she makes me want to
Definitely.
exercise because she's posting her success. And I know that I've seen other people. Let me see if she came on here. Oh, Judy says, yes, ma'am, I love boiled. You're great. Oh. Um, So, if you start back with your preparing your meal, like post that wrap that you made. I'm sure it was beautiful, and put that it was vegan because your real life is what's going to help somebody else. So I know that you had started the cooking with Liv-ee. Are we going to go back to that?
I definitely want to give it another try. I just don't know if there's an audience right now with the pandemic. So that's one of the reasons why I actually haven't made that step to do that again.
Okay, so let me just encourage you that you have an audience right now, and they're commenting and they want this information because you're here by request. So I think
Hmm.
the best time to do it because there is a pandemic, and I know people are trying different things. And when it started, we've all gained a whole bunch of weight because of the stress and the anxiety. You eat. And now that things are starting to, we know that we just need to be safe, wash our hands, wear a mask, all those things that we have to do to keep safe. But we're on social media. So this is a great time to jump in there. Okay, so you're going to make me a burger, and I'm going to go live with my veggie burger because that's what I'm doing these days, just going live, crying because my son is out there playing soccer and I'm not there, and I'm live and I'm crying. And people want to feel healthy, but we need that accountability. We need someone that we
Hmm.
can pop on and say, "Oh, that's what Olivia's cooking today. Let me try that." And just don't stop. It's those daily habits. You keep popping on, you keep showing us the healthy meals, And again, let me just reiterate it. You're here by request. Somebody saw your lifestyle. Someone saw that you were a vegan. They're trying to do the same in order to live a healthy life, not only for themselves, but for their child, their grandchild, and whatever grandchildren are going to come after that, if any. Hint, hint. I don't know if any more grandchildren are going to come, but you know who I'm talking to. But people want help. We need help, and we need the encouragement. So if you get on here and put healthy eating, and Stephanie get on here and she's exercising, and let's see who else is on here. Judy getting on here with the liver and onions. I don't know if they go with the flow, but hey, I like liver and onions, and then I'll go with Stephanie and I'll run it off. But we can all get on here and say, okay, it's time to go run. Even her, she needs to get on there and say, okay, I'm about to run, y'all. Who gonna run with me? I'll walk with you, sister, but I can't run. Not yet. I have to work up to that. But my point is, we're going to encourage one another, and we're going to help one another. So I'll get on here and say, hey, sunshine. And you get on here and say, cooking with Liv-ee. And Steph get on here and she say, it's time to run, y'all. Do you know how good of a shape we all would be in if that's what we did? Had a support system?
You true. That's true.
Okay. All right. Amen. Okay. I got to put the amen. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Judy. She says, amen. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to be transparent. I'm going to be honest. Okay. So I'll start off. I ate grits today. I had Nutty Buddy today. But I think I'm going to do me some exercise later tonight, just because somebody on this chat going to hold me accountable, and they're going to text me, did you exercise? Because I heard you had said in front of everybody that you were going to exercise. All right, so I'm off that soapbox. I'm going to move on to the next question. The next question is, are you against wearing animal products or using other products with animal stuff in it?
Honestly, there are a lot of vegans who are against those things. But to me, I don't go out and buy things that have animal products in it, or the clothes that have animal products, that use animal products. But if someone gives me something, I'm not gonna turn it away. Or if I previously owned something that was leather or mink or whatever it is, I'm not just gonna just throw it away because I'm a vegan. I feel like that would be wasteful. It's already yours. It's already, I don't promote, like I said, I don't promote going out and buying those things. But if you already have them, there's no point in getting rid of them, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
So that, I don't know if that was in and out or not.
No, I heard you. You're good.
Okay.
And I think the last one, because I didn't go in order. So we went the hardest thing, you help someone, the alternatives. Now, you may have answered this one. What was your go-to meal at the beginning of your lifestyle change? So what did you find? It's the smoothies, right? Smoothies, and what was the other thing?
Definitely. I would do a lot of smoothies. I did a lot of salads, but not traditional salads, things that people would call like a little bowl. So I would have some greens in there. I would have lettuce, carrots, tomato, cucumber, some beans. Uh, what else did I put in? Like sweet potato and sometimes even some rice. So it wasn't like a traditional salad. It was more so like a little bowl that you would get from,
Bowl of
some
something.
people call them a Buddha bowl or something like that. I would definitely, that was one of my go-to meals.
It definitely sounds like a catch-all bowl. Rice and
Yeah.
carrots and potatoes. You wasn't missing anything up in there. It's like a bone
Nuh-uh.
gone.
Just whatever was in the fridge, that's what went in that bowl. Sometimes it was avocado. Sometimes you would roast some vegetables and put it in the bowl. It was like, okay, I don't know what to make. I have some vegetables. I'm just gonna take that, put it over some rice, and there you go.
There you go. And I think the last one, and then I have one. What was the main health benefits that you've seen that came from being a vegan?
I would definitely say energy level, weight loss, as well as I'm no longer anemic. And that was a big issue because even when I was gluten free and I was eating healthier, I was still having blood issues. And it wasn't until I completely went over to a plant based diet that I saw the difference. And so that was something that was beneficial to me. I know other people have other testimonies that they can share, but that was my personal testimonies.
Okay. I was looking at I was looking at the comments. So Judy said, I love mushrooms. Can I use butter and is rice good? You cannot use butter, right?
They have vegan butters. It
Okay.
doesn't,
There's vegan
it's
butter.
not it's not the same as regular butter because I know regular butter has that creamy taste that people are looking for. It's more so like a healthier margarine, I would say. And so it's made, most of it's made out of coconut oil with a mix of some other oils that I think coconut oil is what causes it to stay firm, and people like it. I use it personally. I don't try to make a habit of using it, but I definitely use it. And rice, I would say rice is healthy in moderation. A lot of vegans use a black rice. I don't buy it because it's very expensive. And I can't afford that type of rice. But I do eat like jasmine rice and things like that.
Hmm. I don't know what that says. So yes, Judy. Judy says, "Wow, it helps with anemic." So earlier, she commented about getting her blood work done, and they complimented her on not being anemic. Because she thought that she was, and it
Mhm.
has been the first time that she got her blood work and was told she was not anemic after starting the vegan lifestyle. So yes, it does. It did help her. So, Judy, you're asking where do you get it? Are you talking about the black rice? Where do you get the black rice and the butter?
The butter literally can be found at Walmart, Claiborne Hill, or any grocery store. It's usually next to the butter, and it'll say something like vegan. They have I can't believe it's not butter vegan brand. I mean vegan uh kind. They have Earth Balance. That's another vegan brand. They have another Earth Balance and another one I can't think of, but those are the most popular ones that I've seen. And the black rice, you could probably, I don't know exactly where you live, but you could probably find it at like a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods or a healthier type of non-traditional grocery store. You could probably even find it at like a farmer's market or something like that. It depending on if they have like a specialty item. I personally saw it. I don't know if you live in Picayune, but Claiborne Hill had it at one point, and I think I may have seen it at Walmart, but I'm not exactly sure. But most of the time, it's like a wild rice. So if you've ever seen wild rice, the wild rice blend, most wild rice blends are mostly parboiled rice or something like that with a few pieces of wild rice. But the wild rice itself is what you're looking for. It's like a long grain of rice and it's black.
Okay. So, how can if anyone had questions like after this, tell me what can I put across the screen that they'll be able to reach you? Because I know you say you're going to start back maybe with the cooking with Liv-ee.
Yeah, I would say they could definitely add me on Facebook. I'm always available to answer vegan questions. Believe it or not, a lot of people ask me questions via Facebook, and I definitely don't mind answering because I'm here to help people as much as I can. Or,
So
just
it's just
reach
your
out to
first and
me.
last name? Is it your first and
Yes.
last name, or do you have a specific page for the Cooking with Liv-ee?
No, it's just my regular page, and I
Okay.
don't mind answering questions. You can ask it on my wall. You can ask me on Messenger. Either one is fine. I would say email, but I don't check email often. So yeah, Facebook is fine. That's fine with me.
Let's see. I think that's it right there. Maybe I should have put Facebook, but y'all know Facebook. I didn't type that. I'm trying to get this together with this software. I think it's StreamYard. I can't remember, but I like it much better. It's easy to
Hmm.
function. So I have it going across the bottom of the screen on Facebook, Olivia Robinson, and she's coming back with the Cooking with Liv-ee vegan style. So
Hmm.
Judy says thank you. She appreciates your information. And let's see. I was going to ask you about your skin because all y'all have beautiful skin. So I can't say that the vegan lifestyle contributed, but my question is, did it help? Did you notice a difference in like your skin once you started just really eating the vegetables and cutting the meats out?
Not I will not say in particular that I've noticed a change in my skin, but I will say if I'm eating very unhealthy, like one day I ate like a whole bag of chips, just being honest, not the 99-cent one or the $1.39, like the legit $3 bag of chips. I ate it one day and I noticed that my skin was breaking out. But as soon as I went back to eating my fruits and vegetables, I did see my skin clear back up, and definitely water. People don't attribute water to skin, but water is gold when it comes to skin. If you
Mm-hmm.
drink enough water, you can definitely detox your skin, and it's beautiful. And
I need to be like
you
Joshua. I don't
have
know.
beautiful skin too.
Oh, thank you, girl. But I know Sean is having some skin issues, and I have other people that'll ask, different questions. And so I was just wondering about, just getting all those other things. And I know y'all heard about the liver, and I need to do
Mm.
a liver detox. So maybe that would be beneficial because I'm sure the liver and the meats and the chickens and the turkey, all that's kind of hard to digest.
I will say, if you are lactose intolerant, or you're not sure if you're lactose intolerant, dairy products do have they do affect your skin in a major way if you're having like acne issues, or it could just be simply something that you're eating that you're not aware is causing harm to your skin. I know I have several people that I know that have bad, like horrible skin, and they have found out that it was just certain things that they were eating that their body did not like. And
Mhm.
so it could come in many different forms. I know if you're eating a lot of bread too, yeast infection, you can have a yeast infection on your face and not even know it. So it just depends on what the situation is. Most of the time it is attributed to something that you're eating, acne.
Okay, so I have to comment, wow, because I did not know that.
Yes, you can
Wow.
have you can have a yeast infection on your face, you can have it on your scalp. A lot of people who have chronic dry scalp or dandruff or things like that, it can appear on your scalp as well. And so yeast is not anyone's friend, really. If it's if it's in excessive. excessively. So,
So my
and
last question, now that you've mentioned the yeast, so I believe for us, they tell us to eat yogurt. So since you're
mm,
vegan, you can't have what we would, our yogurt. So is there a yogurt that would attack the yeast?
vegans have a yogurt. I've personally never had a yeast infection or anything like that since I've been vegan, so I'm not exactly sure if the vegan yogurt will work. Actually, it probably would because most yogurts are made out of bacterial, um, healthy bacteria.
Right, right.
So, and vegan yogurt is pretty much made out of the same thing. It's not the dairy, but normally like a coconut milk or soy milk or something like that. So I would imagine it would have the same effects as a dairy yogurt.
Okay. Well, Hunty, I can't go vegan overnight, but I tell you what, this was some good information. I'll think about you when I'm eating my BLT tomorrow. The LT is good. It's the B, it's just the B that don't quite fall under this category. It's going to be a process, but I'm going to try to eliminate some of the stuff because I do have issues. And girl, Kristen that came on was able to basically heal her body with diet and exercise. And she told her testimony,
Definitely.
and she has cut out so many different things, and she meal preps and delivers them. Now, the pandemic has changed that a bit, but you hear it all the time that you can heal your body, your sicknesses, just by changing your diet. So it's just been encouraging to
Definitely.
me. And I hope and pray that we have been able to help someone tonight, and that the information that Olivia has shared with us, you can take it, incorporate it in your own life, your daily habits. Read that book, Atomic Habits, if you have not. Read it with me, so I'm not reading by myself, so we can have a conversation with Selena about it when we finish. Um, but Olivia, did you have anything else that you wanted to say before we close out?
I think, hold on. I had something to say, but it just slipped my mind.
Girl, don't
But
they
oh
hate
yeah, yeah,
that?
yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to add that you can definitely like add to what you were saying. You can definitely heal your body with fruits and vegetables. I've known several people who have gone on fast and uh went on vegan diets and healed themselves from diabetes, high blood pressure, and things like that. So it's definitely what you're putting in your body that attributes to diseases and illnesses, and it can definitely be treated through a healthy diet
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and healthy lifestyle changes. Not just food is the main part, but definitely mental health and things like and exercise are definitely things that attribute to a healthy lifestyle as well. People don't always talk about it, but stress and depression can also cause physical illnesses as well and bitterness. People don't I don't want to get too deep on that, but
Girl,
it's
don't girl, that's a
definitely
whole nother show. We're gonna have
yeah,
section 52 on that one right there, but it is the truth. I say it in almost every
yes.
one of my lives.
So definitely start with diet, but also make sure you're mentally healthy and at peace in all situations if possible, and you will see positive changes in your lifestyle and in your diet.
Positive
I mean, in
changes.
your health.
Yeah, overall, that's what I'm saying. We definitely need to come together at this point in our life and encourage one another and keep each other accountable, because we can live our best life with the diet, with the exercise, with the mental health, which is what people. You're not crazy when you go get help. You're actually smart to go get help, because
Yes.
that portion of us needs attention. And sometimes we just let it fall by the wayside because we're so busy paying the bills, going to work. I mean, going through those motions. and neglecting us. And then when we are not healthy, then what happens to the bills and to the job? You can't do it unless you take care of you. Love you,
Definitely.
put you first, put God first, but then, you know what I mean? Put you to the top of the
Yeah.
list so that you can take care of everyone else. Because as women, we take on that role. It is our role. We're
Hmm.
the caretakers, we're the nurturers, and that was country. But, we do have to take care of us in order to take care of someone else. Don't they tell you on the airplane, if you start to go down, put the mask on you first, you got to take in the oxygen,
Definitely.
or you can help someone else. And so, whew, that was good, girl. That was good. Well, thank you for those final words. Thank you, Judy, Stephanie, Shonda, Sharon. Who else do we have on here? Sharon, Judy, Stephanie, Daniel. Just thank everyone that stopped by that may not have commented in the chat but was here. And we will see you next time on Conversations with Selena. But in the meantime, keep it smiling, sunshine. Mwah. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye.